Welcome to the 7 steps to get your bookkeeping right. I'm Kelly Berger from Business Simplicity, and I'm just going to run through some things which will make it easier for you to understand your bookkeeping and to get it right for either your bookkeeper or your accountant. So the first thing is the importance of getting it right. It allows you to understand where your financial position is within your business, which means that you can make better informed financial decisions for your business. It allows you to track what works for the business and what needs improving, and also what expenses need to be reviewed. So having all your information in an accounting software allows you to print off reports and things that help you make those decisions, help you understand if you're making a profit or whether you're losing money. And these are important things to know about your business, and also where you're losing money, if you are losing money, or what's working well if you've got multiple products or multiple services. So step 1, keeping all your documents, okay, including what we've got listed here. So your receipts, so your fuel receipts, your Bunnings, your Officeworks, those type of things. Your invoices from suppliers, such as Reese, or let's see, what's another well-known brand, Bunnings, if you have an account, those type of things. So you need to be able to keep your invoices from suppliers. All of your bank statements for all of your business accounts, credit cards, etc. And loan documents, as well as loan statements, so you can keep track of assets that you own. Okay, so they're all very important to keep a hold of. Now for ATO, you need to keep them for 5 years. It can be electronic, that's okay, or it can be paper, that's also okay. You can also have to keep it for ASIC for 7 years if you are a company, trust, etc. Step 2, so it's understanding what you can and can't claim. So personal things like your personal events that you go to, your personal flights, those type of things, your personal food, it's not claimable. So things like if you are going out to grab your lunch while you are at work and you live nearby, then there's no reasonable excuse to claim that. It's not claimable, because you've got to be able to, because you're close to home, you can make your lunch, those type of things. So that's all personal, okay? If you're away from your workplace, say 50 Ks, 100 Ks, etc. over, then you may be able to claim it. Contact your accountant to find out what you can and can't claim in that respect. But you can claim all your business-related expenses, so your advertising for your business, your materials for your business, your accounting, bookkeeping fees, all of those things you can go ahead and claim, your telephone, your electricity. If it's all business-related and you can prove that, then you can claim majority of it. So understanding the GST, so this is where a lot of businesses come unstuck. Not all items have the full 10% GST applicable. Items such as late fees for a Telstra bill are GST free, so they don't attract GST at all. Things like milk, bread, coffee, sugar, they're again all GST free. Also, motor vehicle registration and insurance, most are a combination, like in Victoria. And part of that is GST applicable, part of it is not GST applicable. Okay, and that's where a lot of businesses get into strife, and if they have an audit, then the ATO are going to pull them up on these certain items, as well as many more. So you really need to be aware of the GST, where it is applicable and where it's not applicable. Know your supplier details. Right? If your supplier is charging GST, then double check their GST status by using the ABN lookup website to search the supplier's ABN and ensure they are in fact registered for GST. On multiple occasions, we've had people who are charging GST who are not registered for GST, so they are not allowed to charge GST. So, and our clients will not pay those bills with the GST applicable on them if they are not registered for GST. Allocating your transactions within your software. So please do get it set up correctly by a BAS agent. And when allocating your transactions in your software, ensure you're allocating to the correct accounts For example, a loan repayment goes to a loan account in the liabilities section. It's not an expense unless it's a lease. So again, this is why you need to get it set up by a BAS agent. Materials that directly relate to making the product or service you sell go to a cost of goods sold account. Okay, but if they're not directly involved in making a product or service that you sell, they can be an expense. Expenses go to the expense account. So things like advertising, accounting, motor vehicle fuel. Separate them out so that they're not just all thrown into a general expenses account, because it's really hard to find where you're spending your money. So if you break it down, then that allows you to see where you're spending your money. Okay, so you understand what's going to motor vehicles, what's going to accounting, and it's not all thrown into a general expense where you have no idea where your money's going. And income gets allocated to the income accounts. The next step, so ensure you allocate all transactions from the bank feed. If you have bank feeds in your system, make sure that you're allocating direct from your bank feeds. This will allow you to do a bank reconciliation. So the reason that your bookkeeper or accountant asks for your bank statement is so that we can make sure that your bank account and your bank feed, your system, your accounting software, match exactly, because we do have errors in bank feeds, and we'd like to make sure that we're capturing everything and we're not missing anything. So it's really important to be able to do a bank reconciliation. Okay, so that's really, really important. Payroll. When running a payroll, ensure you've confirmed the correct pay rates with Fair Work or a HR consultant. And make sure that you're entering the correct hours worked for the staff, including any overtime, bonuses, leave, all those type of things. So the payroll is a very tricky area with over 150 different awards. So we really need to make sure that you are doing it correctly and it is set up correctly. Also, if you're earning over a certain threshold, you may have to pay payroll tax as well, depending on the state that you're in. Also, make sure that what your net amount in your payroll states is the exact amount you pay through your bank account. Even by 1 cent, it'll put the balance out and it'll put the figures out, and over time, it'll create quite the mess for your bookkeeper or accountant. So it's really important that you pay that correct amount. So if you need further assistance in your bookkeeping, or you need training, or you need setup, please feel free to give me a call. You can find me on the Business Simplicity website, or you can email me at kelly@businesssimplicity.com.au, and I can help you, guide you to as much or as little as you need. All right, take care. Thank you.